Good evening, everybody. FiveNights Duelist here, and yeah, you know what time it is. It's Power Ranger time. So without any further ado, introducing Super Quantum Deck, October 2016. So, here we go with the monsters. 3 copies of Red Layer. He acts as your Cyber Dragon, and whenever he's sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one Super Quant monster from your graveyard, but its effects are negated. Or you can target one Super Quantum monster from your graveyard and add it back to hand whenever this card is normal or special summoned. Then 3 copies of Green Layer. Now, I tried it at 2, but I really needed it at 3 because 2 wasn't working out for me, but 3 is much, much better. Anyways, when Green Layer is sent to the graveyard, you get to draw an additional card by discarding 1 card. That is Super Quant. Whenever it is normal or special summon, you can special summon 1 Super Quant monster from your hand, regardless if it's red, or white, or another green, or blue. And then 3 copies of the Blue Layer. Now, Blue Layer, I really hope never gets hit, but I don't see this deck anyways taking a hit ever. But whenever the Blue Layer is special summoned or normal summoned, you can add 1 Super Quant card from your deck to your hand. Whenever it is sent to the graveyard, you can choose up to 3 Super Quant cards in your graveyard, shuffle them back into the deck. It's evenly balanced. You don't really gain anything, but you don't really lose it, so it just works out. Plus, it's a target for emergency teleport since it is a level 3 psychic. Then, the final monsters of the Super Quant is the Fairy Alphane. You can either increase its level by a Super Quant you control on the field, or you contribute it to select 3 Super Quants, blue, red, and green, because those are the only ones we have right now. Your opponent chooses 1 random, special summon them. The other 2, sadly, go to the graveyard. But that's not really a bad thing, because you get their effects whenever they hit the graveyard anyways. So, that's it for the Super Quant count. Now, next for the monsters, the last monsters actually. 3 copies of the Trick Clown, because everybody loves Trick Clown, especially Pepe players. Whenever it's sent to the graveyard, you can pay 1,000 life points and special summon this little guy back from the graveyard, but its attack and defense becomes 0. You can only activate his effect once per turn, but that's all you really need to use him for, is the once per turn effect. 2-star drawing, it can act as a level 4 or 5 when being used for an Exceed summon a monster. When used, you get to draw an additional card from your deck. And then the last 2 is the Lapis. Now, I know a lot of people, they use Garnet, but I like to use Lapis because you have Grand Pulse, which acts as a monster MST, so I was like, why not get it out quicker with 2 of these? And on top of that, we have the spell lineup. 3 copies of Brilliant Fusion. This card is freaking amazing. Basically what you do is, to activate it, to special summon a Gem Knight monster from your extra deck by sending monsters from your deck straight to the graveyard. Lapis. Yeah, there you go. And of course the killer annoying clown. Anyways, it's used to get out Gem Knight fusions, mainly Seraphinite, which is the only Gem Knight monster I use right now. I'm thinking about possibly going for another one that would serve a better purpose, maybe like Lady Diamond, possibly would be a good addition to the deck. Anyways, on to the next 3 copies of Instant Fusion. Pay 1,000, special summon a level 5 or lower fusion monster, and it's destroyed during the end phase. But you don't really have to worry about it being destroyed since you're going to overlay with it. 3 copies of Terraforming to get your field spell out. And then 3 copies of the Super Quant Mega Carrier. This is your go-to field spell to get out your Megazord. You could send it to the graveyard and then overlay your red, green, and blue Exceed monsters, Ouroboros, Magnolion, or Liger, and Grand Pulse. And then make your Megazord. And the Megazord is a pain in the ass to get rid of unless you're going up against some douchebag that likes to use kaijus. But yeah, enough about that. Its other effect is you can discard a card and then target one Super Quant monster you control and overlay it with its original Megazord. So, yeah. Then for the single cards, we got one Reasoning because everybody loves the guessing game. One Foolish Burial, one Soul Charge, one for one. Like I said, one for one. One E-Telly. And then that's it for the spells. And for the traps, we use a low count of 4 because I don't see any other need for any other strong traps in the deck. But I'll let you guys comment saying what would you use to fix this deck besides the Gem Knight Lapis. I'm not taking that out. It's just too good to get out Grand Pulse. I'm not really focused on anything else. I mean, yes, Garnet has a good attack, but people really don't use him for that anyways. So with the traps, we use 2 Balance of Judgment. Trust me, you need to try this out in this deck because it helps out a lot. It helps you recover your resources that you used in one turn just to get out your Megazord in general. What it does is if your opponent has more cards than the combined number of cards in your hand and you control, draw cards equal to their surplus. So it helps out, especially when the only thing you have on the field is your Megazord and no hand, so that's just 1 card. So that means you get 4 or 5 additional cards. I think it's 5. Anyways, and then the last 2 is Solemn Warning and Solemn Strike. Now on for the extra deck. Pretty self-explanatory, but pretty awesome too. We have 1 Panzer Dragon. Whenever it is sent to the graveyard, by being destroyed, you can target a card on the field and destroy it. You can purposely use it with Instant Fusion, making his ability pop. Then, of course, we have the 1 Elder Entity Norden. Resurrection monsters. That's basically it. And then the neat little fusion monster that I totally forgot since I even started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know why I didn't think about it before until now, but 1 copy of Fusionist. It is a level 3 fusion monster that can work to get out Grand Pulse even quicker. Then, of course, the last 2 fusions is 2 Seraphonite and additional normal summon. That's basically all you use her for. Poor girl doesn't have much of a reputation. But, oh well. And then, of course, the big Megazord himself, Super Quantum Mech King Great Magnus. Use 2 of these guys because you can use, or get out, as you should say, 2 copies of him in 1 turn. Now, if you would like for me to show you how to get 2 copies out in 1 turn, I'd be glad to make a tutorial video on how to get that out. But we use 2 of him, 2 Grand Pulse, 2 copies of Ouroboros, my favorite card, then 2 copies of the Magna Liger. Let's see, get a better camera view. There we go. And then, of course, 1 Black Ship of Corn and the 1 Trapeze Magician. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why didn't I think about this before? A lot of people really don't think about using Trapeze unless it's in a, I don't know, Pepe deck or Magispectors, that kind of sort of deck. But it takes 2 level 4 spellcaster type monsters, and your Green Ranger is a spellcaster, and plus the Trick Clown is a Green Ranger, and when he is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon an additional Trick Clown from your deck. So he really comes in handy, plus he can give Magnus an additional attack, which is why I don't use the trap card, the Magnus Slayer. But I digress. I am very happy to have shown you this deck profile. Leave a comment, subscribe, and as always, you can join the Facebook group known as the Rare Hunters of X. We're a little community right now, but it's filled with a lot of cool people. including myself. And if you want to become a hunter today, just go ahead and ask. I would be happy to upload a profile of you and your monster. Join the group. It's going to be kick-ass. October. Halloween's coming up. I got a special plan for this group. Anyways, my name is FiveNights Duelist, and as always, to all my subscribers and my rare hunters, I will see you guys back in the Shadow Realm.